All right, good evening, everybody. I'd like to open the February 6th meeting of the Wakefield Conservation Commission. We'll take roll call. Ken.
Here.
Haley.
Here.
Jim.
Yeah.
Paul.
Here.
Peter.
Here.
Teresa. All right,
Sorry, here.
all president accounted for.
Full
Right,
house.
full house, yeah. The world traveler is back. Have you, Paul?
Yeah.
Oh,
Not
no.
home, but back, yes.
Yeah. Hey, before we, I guess, approve the minutes, I do want to say this is Rebecca's last evening on the commission with us, and just want to thank Rebecca for 13 years. Is that right?
16.
16.
Oh, but 4 in Australia, right?
That would be out of the 20. I started in 2003.
Wow. Wow.
Right? So long ago.
Wow. So thank you for everything you've done for the town of Wakefield, for the commission. It's been great having you. It's going to be sad without you. Definitely going to be different, that's for sure. But yes, thank you for everything you've done.
Thank you, Bob. It has been such a wonderful experience for me. It really honestly has. And I am very sad to leave, and it's going to be bittersweet, but I consider all you guys friends. So I hope that we continue to talk in the future. And we'll just see how life takes everybody.
Yep.
Yes.
Good luck, Rebecca.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
thank you, Rebecca.
Thank you, Rebecca.
Thank you very much, Rebecca.
It's been a pleasure. It really honestly has. I'm very fortunate to be surrounded by wonderful people, and I do honestly appreciate, and I'm very grateful for it.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Hey, Jim, your camera, we can see your mustache down. Now with your nose, from your nose down.
I did that on purpose.
Oh, there you are.
Just that computer screen slightly, Jimmy.
I know, but I have to this thing out.
There you go.
Can't do that.
That's a little better.
All right. So first up, approval of the minutes from January 6th.
Oh, a bunch of comedians, though, huh? Okay.
Maybe it was on purpose, I don't know, but figured I'd bring it to your attention.
Yep. Thank you very much, Bob.
Let's see. All right, so first up, approval of the minutes from January 16th. Do we have any questions, comments? Would somebody like to make a motion?
I move to approve the minutes.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Any discussion on those minutes? All right, hearing none. All in favor? Ken?
Yes.
Haley?
Yeah.
Jimmy?
Yeah. Yes.
Paul?
I was absent, so I'll abstain.
Okay, Peter?
Yes.
Teresa?
Yes.
And I also approve those minutes. All right, next up was originally 94 Butler Ave, DEP 313631. That again has been postponed per the applicant request. If there is anybody here for 94 Butler Ave, it has been postponed per the applicant's request. All right, next up, DEP 313637 for Biggs Court. 0 Davy Lane. Public hearing continued, notice of intent, the demolition and removal of existing structures and the construction of a new dwelling, garage, driveway, and associated grading within the buffer to BVW. And I see John is with us.
Hi, good evening. John Ogren, Hayes Engineering. I see that Sonia and Sean McDonough are here. They are the owners of the property. As I understand it, there was a site visit. I was not there at that, so I don't know specifically what was discussed. I know there was a review of the wetlands line, some discussion about the trees, and kind of the landscaping, and that's kind of goes into, there was a revised plan that was submitted to the commission, and I probably the easiest is to just go over that. I can share my screen.
Yeah, please do.
Why is it not? You guys, all right, there you go.
There it is.
You guys seeing that?
Yeah, we
Yes.
got it. Thank you.
So there's a couple changes that were made to this plan. I just go over the ones that weren't necessarily related to comments from the commission. In discussions with the applicant, they asked to take this house and move it 5 feet closer to Biggs Court. Doesn't really have any, direct impact in terms of the resource areas and disturbance. The other thing that was added was there was a proposed deck off the back part of the portion of the house. Then probably the biggest change that was made was we added a landscape plan, and essentially what we're proposing is some shrubs and one tree. And I think these are good plans in terms of, there was talk last hearing about the wildlife corridor, and providing something that would benefit wildlife along this wildlife corridor. So we're proposing is a total of 15 shrubs, and it's kind of clumped them together. If you can see them here, groups of 4 and 3. And then there's the white oak. I believe that was requested that we plant some sort of deciduous tree down near the wetlands. So in terms of what we're proposing, it's a mixture of spice bush, sweet pepper bush, and hazelnut. Again, these are good sources of food. They're also attract birds and butterflies with their flowering. So I think that's a good kind of enhancement to kind of the buffer area to the wetlands itself. We also submitted a letter to the commission in regards to the tree policy that the commission has. I can go through it all, but I think the letter itself is fairly self-explanatory. The applicant has identified that there are 6 trees that they're looking to remove. Now, there are some that are kind of sickly or have been taken over by vines or actually dead. Those will be removed. That are 6 inches or greater. And so applying those 6 trees to the tree policy, it would require us to, in the policy, it talks about you can basically replace them, and it gives a list of what's a suitable replacement per tree. And if you do the calculations out, so if we have 6 trees that removed, you can do 3 shrubs per tree. So with the shrubs that we're proposing to enhance the wildlife corridor, there's a total of 15 shrubs, and then we have obviously that one tree that we're replacing. So based on that, the 6 trees that we're removing, the 15 shrubs and the 1 tree would essentially comply with the tree policy that the commission has. And at this point in time, the applicants don't have, any real details as far as, I'm sure there's gonna be some land, additional landscaping around the house itself. But we have not included that. So at a minimum, with the plantings and the shrubs and the trees, that we would comply with the commission's policy. I think that's all I have in terms of changes.
Any questions from the commission?
I just ask, on this plan, does it show how far the distance between the closest point of the edge of the house to the BVW?
It has a 100-foot buffer.
You mean
so-
how close from the wetlands to the house?
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, we essentially just slid it forward 5 feet. I can really
And
quick.
then, and then you added the deck,
Give you an
right?
actual distance. Give me a second.
Closest point's probably wetland flag 10.
Yeah,
Right.
10 would be the closest. Yeah, it's about 64 feet.
okay, that was all, thank you.
Yeah,
So,
so
but the
Yep.
deck is new, right, John? Did you say?
the deck is new. That's
Okay,
correct.
so you moved it 5 foot closer, but then went out 10 more feet.
Well, I mean, closer to Biggs Court, but in terms of the,
Yeah, no, I understand.
it's kind of on the edge of the actual 100-foot buffer, and this lot in general is, we're fairly far away from the actual BVW, and we're still not, doing anything within the 25-foot. I should actually note that I did change the limit of work just so that we could include, the plantings of the bushes.
Can you go back to the 100-foot buffer? I'm just having a hard time following the, yeah, because I'm trying to find that 25-foot no disturb zone goes right up to the 100-foot buffer zone line.
Goes up to it.
Oh, no, it goes out. I'm sorry, it goes, I see, I just mixed the dots. The dots go out.
Yeah,
I
so
see.
this-
Now I understand. Yep, I totally get it. So it's at a point where it's pretty far away. I understand now. Sorry. I'm just not so good at reading there's an intersection right above where it says 25-foot no disturb buffer zone line. I see, down at the bottom of the page.
Oh, down here.
Yeah, that would, and if you go up, it crosses over the one of the 178-foot
That's the contour line.
the contour line, and
Yeah.
I followed the wrong line when at that intersection.
Yeah, it's parallel with the limit of work
Mhm.
line at that point, where that 25 is,
Mm.
and then it changes.
Yep.
Okay.
John, there was some debris out there, an old, I don't know, cesspool or something, and
The boat?
and yeah, and there's also a I don't know if there was a shed or something structure, but there was, basically almost a foundation perimeter out there. Is all that stuff going to be removed?
Are you talking about this?
No. Plan northeast. There was it looks like a cesspool potentially.
Oh, yeah, I
The
think
concrete?
that shows on here. We
Yeah,
labeled it as a dry well.
Oh,
I
it's a
don't
dry
really-
well.
Yeah, it could have been a cesspool. Yeah, that would be removed.
Okay, and then
Mhm.
just I don't know, maybe 10 feet away from that, there was a foundation of some sort of structure. Small shed maybe or something. I saw that out there too.
I'm
And then
sorry.
there was a lot of kind of just trash and junk. I saw part of a convertible car roof and a lot of other stuff out there. So would the plan be to clean all that up and not just bury it?
Yeah, all that's gonna be cleaned up.
Okay, great.
Good. Hey, what's the story with that pipe? I mean, that just intrigued me to see the pipe just running right into the garage. And does that necessitate any discussion here or anything in the plans. Was a very strange thing to look at.
The pipe?
There's a pipe that runs from the adjacent property, from that property. It just goes right to the, right off, fires right off into this lot, into the subject lot, headed right toward where the garage is going to be built. Did you see it? I mean, it was pretty,
Looks like a sump
Obvious.
pump.
Right.
Could be a sump pump coming out of the basement on the adjacent house. But yeah, it is angled directly towards this lot.
Yeah, I mean, if that's what it is, as we have it, depending on where that pipe actually is, I think we actually located that when we were out there. It's certainly graded so that it would either flow behind the house or flow in front of the house, if that's what it is.
I wanted to ask the commission if they would consider not requiring the Caltech chambers. And the reason why I'm saying that is because this is kind of a strange situation where this lot, this house is going to be the last house before it hits the wetland. And the house is much higher than the wetland itself. And plus the wetland itself is kind of a flat slanting topography to it, where it's higher on the south end of the property than it is on the north end. So I don't see them doing that much that they are actually required. I think you could just let the water run. I don't think there's any chance of flooding anyone out. I don't think there's any chance of it changing the flow in the wetlands. I don't see the need for it.
Well, I guess right now the plan would be all roof runoff would be directed towards the Caltech. If you were to do away with that,
I would just let it run on the grass. Just let the downspouts run on the grass like most people have it.
right? So for the front of the house, where is that going to go? I'm
Mhm.
trying to look at the contours.
John, do you need that for like the Board of Health or for the building department?
No.
No.
What
This-
the
They're not even-
The
Caltech-
Caltech chamber, is that just for us?
They're not required even in the stormwater regulations.
No, but are you doing that just for conservation, or is
Yes.
there, okay,
Yeah, we
Yes.
usually ask to recharge roof runoff. I mean, in this case, everything in the back obviously is going to flow backwards, downhill. But I'm trying to see the contours. What happens in the front? Could you blow it up a little bit, John?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so I mean, basically it slopes, from this side of the lot across the front and then down towards the wetland itself.
So it looks like
it
the
would
flow is going
continue
to go
do that.
towards the wetland.
Yeah, I guess my concern would be like the front of the garage. If that wasn't angled and directed towards the back, you're going to be pushing water right towards that breezeway and towards the front door and porch area. You'd have to be careful with gutters and downspouts, or you might be creating an icy or wet problem for yourself in the front.
Yeah, I mean, they haven't got to the point where they have an actual how architecturally plans here, so I'm not really sure how the roof might slope. But they certainly would be able to, if that was a concern, if a portion of the roof flowed towards the front and towards the driveway, it could easily be piped towards the back and then allowed to run, along the lawn area.
Yeah, I mean, the Caltech would give protection for the homeowners from any possibility of that type of situation happening. So, I mean, there is a risk there that they'd have to make sure they have gutters, downspouts, and everything pitched, angled properly, or they may be creating their own problems. I mean, certainly there's a cost savings by not putting that in, but you might be creating another problem.
Is there any way that we can reduce it based on what Jim's saying, where he really doesn't see it being that much of an issue?
I mean, you could, like Jim said, you could eliminate it, but looking out for you, you gotta make sure you'd have, the proper pitching and gutters and they go in the right, directions and draining the right way. You could very easily end up with water in that breezeway area in front of the garage or into your garage. So, that's something to think about. Do you want to do that or not? To Jim's point,
You have a full cellar there, right? Yeah.
I think that the full cellar would probably be just under the house.
I mean, it's always best to get water away from your house, and you'd be assured of that with the Caltech chambers.
Bob, he's got the house graded. He's got the grading. The proposed grading is going around the house. It's going around the garage. It's already going around the whole house. So
Yeah, I mean, it's graded so that it either goes to around the front of the house or it goes around the back of the house. It's all graded away from the house, as Jimmy says.
And
Can we ask, does the homeowner prefer not to build a Caltech?
Yeah, we would prefer not to, and really just work with the architect, put the gutters in the back of the house and make it worthwhile that way. We've gotten a quote on it. It's between $12,000 and $15,000 to get what we have right now. So it is a little bit of a financial burden to get it, if it's not entirely necessary.
I mean, looking at the contours, I see the 186 contour going from the porch to Biggs Court and then the 184. So that water is going to be heading right towards the by the porch, by the front. Yeah, I mean, I guess in this case, I get Jim's point. Just be very careful because you may be creating a bigger problem for yourself. So I guess I'm okay if that's what you want to do. I don't know if anybody else has an opinion.
Me too. Elaine, do you have any thoughts? You at the site visit with us? Any thoughts?
Well, I think you could probably do what, as Jim says, most homeowners do, and just run it away from the house. It certainly is a large enough yard.
Yeah.
And you could eliminate that infiltration structure, that Caltech structure, without causing any damage. I think with the amount of runoff you would have, there wouldn't be any net increase off the property. There's just so much property to absorb it. So I could see where if you want to eliminate it, you could eliminate it. I would just request a revised plan showing its elimination, just for the record. If that's what you decide.
I have a question on that. Let's say they go without it. Is that something that, should they decide later they're having issues and wanted to add it after the fact, could they go in later and add something like that? Or is that not something, or not how that works?
No, they could go after and put it in later. They would need to come before us as it is a buffer zone project.
Correct. Okay. Just figured throw that out there as an option for them as well.
Yeah, just be very careful with, who you hire for gutters and downspouts. To make sure they're just not slapping something up there quickly and they're looking at the contours and doing it right.
Right, will do.
we need a motion to vote on that.
And well, is there anything else that we want to talk about? Or any other questions or concerns?
Elaine, were you okay with the planting plan? With the shrubs they
Yes.
chose?
I think it meets the new stormwater, the new tree replacement policy. And Libby sent in a chart that lays it all out.
Rebecca, do you have any questions, comments, or concerns?
I do not. Thank you for asking.
All right, anything else from the commission?
Not at this point.
Anything from the public? All right, would somebody like to close the public hearing? And we will be asking for a new drawing without the Caltech chambers on it. So yeah, would somebody like to make a motion to close the public hearing?
Before we do we need that before we close though?
No. No, it's already been stated and we've agreed that that's fine.
And what about the deadline, the 21 days too, though? I think we just need to think about how that's going to happen.
What do you mean, Haley?
That this is usually the point where Rebecca would do some paperwork within the 21 days
Oh, yeah.
after we close a hearing.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can close the hearing and we could actually talk about an order
Right now.
right now and take care of both of those.
No, we couldn't actually issue the order right now, but we can talk about it.
Yeah.
So Haley, your question is a good one, which is who's then actually going to do the issue the order?
We're going to be chasing.
Yeah, it's just
Rebecca has
the
4.5
logistic
hours
end.
left in the day.
We're going to be chasing Rebecca down the street like
Yeah,
for her
till
last day
midnight,
of work.
right?
Rebecca, we're gonna need to know what days you're working at home and what days you're in Boston.
She's done after today. That's it. She's out of here.
I see 7:28. We got midnight coming up.
Taking vacation for the next couple hours.
All right, where are we here?
We're
So,
talking, we're closing the public hearing.
yes,
Okay.
so would somebody like to make a motion to close the public hearing?
You need someone to make that motion?
Yes.
I'll make that motion.
Second,
Any discussion? All in favor? Ken,
Yes.
Haley,
Yes.
Jim,
Yep.
Paul,
Yes.
Peter,
Yes.
Teresa,
yes.
and I also vote to close the hearing. All right, do you want to talk about an order?
Yes, Ken, can you pull up the standard order of conditions?
Yep. Give me a moment, please.
Take two.
Loki.
Whose cat is that?
That's my cat.
That yours?
Yeah, yeah.
I didn't know you had a cat.
I thought it might be a kid.
Me too. I think it's a kid too. Alrighty.
All right, so condition 38 is the first one with a
Blank.
variable answer. Seeing that half the project is out of the 100-foot buffer,
Yeah, just isn't it the limit of work? I mean, isn't it
We-
really just
yeah.
you just
exactly,
Within
so
25,
25 feet.
no, but the limit of work is further out than 25 feet. So why would we want to
It's-
stockpile stuff on the
Well,
other
at
side of
some
the limit of work?
at some places it is right around 25.
I know, but what if we say the limit of work? Doesn't that mean that, doesn't that offer a little more protection?
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, you're not going to stockpile stuff on the other side of the limit of work, right?
yeah, we normally say with a number of feet, but we can, I guess we could say the limit of work line is shown on the plan filed with the notice of intent.
Yeah, you
Well,
know,
I mean, they couldn't put it on the other side of the limit of work line anyways, otherwise it wouldn't be the limit of work line.
Exactly.
yeah, so I think we should just get rid of it. So
By
we don't
by
have to,
definition.
So,
Someone was really observant there.
so you're saying keep the condition? Or you
Well,
just,
I would just leave it because, or outside, or outside, can't we just say the applicant shall not stockpile materials outside of the approved limit of work line?
No, it should be outside of it.
right,
You don't want it to
Well,
be
wait,
it won't
inside
be
of it.
inside.
Well, wait a minute, well, wait a minute. Look at what the thing says. The
Yeah.
applicant shall not stockpile soil or other materials within X feet of the resource area or outside of the approved limit of work line.
Oh, it does say that, you're right.
So couldn't we just say, get rid of within blank feet of any resource area, or, and just say shall not stockpile soil or other materials outside of the approved limit of work line? Because we're not, I mean, since the whole thing is outside 25 feet, the 25 feet would be silly, because then that would sort of almost imply, I don't care, it doesn't matter. Because we say or outside of the proposed limit of work line. So let's just say, I don't care, whatever we put, let's just put 25 feet and it'll be done.
True lawyer right
I don't
there.
care. I just don't even care anymore. No, I think you're right. That it, because it does say or outside of the approved limit of work line, which is actually that's the more limiting thing here.
Okay.
So your suggestion is 25 feet?
Yes.
It doesn't matter because it's gonna be, there's either or. And the or outside of the approved limit of work line is gonna be the thing that limits in all cases.
Well, whatever we decide here is gonna continue with the other conditions that have that
Good point.
thing, so
Uh,
we need to nail this one down, otherwise we're gonna be doing the same thing for the other 5.
Just use it at 25 feet then.
I mean, I think 25 feet works, and they're not, and generally speaking, they're not gonna be that close anyways.
That's right.
You know,
Okay.
half that proposed construction's over 100 feet away.
Mhm.
Okay,
So this is all 25 feet, no?
Yeah,
Yes. Yep.
These are all 25 feet, okay.
yeah, they're not gonna be plowing snow that far back anyways,
You
The
don't
other
need,
stuff
you
doesn't apply.
don't need the other stuff.
right?
I think that's a fairly simple,
It's still 20, this is all 25, no?
right.
I agree.
Okay.
All right, so we should be
Seems
good.
like we're done.
Rebecca, have you had any more back and forth with Steve Mayo about who's gonna be doing this?
He has not spoken to me directly, since I handed in my resignation. So I'm sorry, but I don't have any additional information
You had forwarded us an email though he had sent to, I thought, to Bill Renault, no?
that I sent.
Yeah.
Yep, I sent one. I just haven't heard any direction to me personally. I mean, perhaps other people have information.
So I can probably weigh in on this a little bit. On Friday of last week, I sent up what I thought would be an organizational chart to Sherry, and what she said was that she was preparing an organizational chart that she was sending to Steve to approve. So I checked the emails today, and I didn't see anything that Steve had approved. So we're still waiting to see how the job divides up. So I had a conversation with Steve, and I think that, or I anticipate that Sherry's organizational chart will reflect our conversation. That Sherry would probably take care of the legal notices. I would take care of the reviewing of the files. If there are walk-ins per se, they would go to the engineering department because there's always somebody there. Somebody from engineering will bring a box up once a week on Friday morning so I can get whatever's been turned in that way. So that's sort of how it's working for now.
And who will issue the order of conditions?
The Conservation Commission.
I know. So I'm sorry, meeting one of
Why
them.
don't we finish
Who'll
up the
type them up?
plan?
Who'll
Yeah.
type up the orders? I will.
Oh, that's my question. Oh, sorry, Elaine. Thank you. I wasn't trying to be cute about it. Sorry.
All right, so Elaine will issue the order. We need to, do we actually vote on it, on the order?
Well, you guys, you had,
Yeah,
you had prepared the paperwork that allowed me to sign
Right.
on your behalf.
Elaine is not authorized to do that.
Not currently. I don't know if you guys want to prepare that paperwork and then it has to be notarized and then recorded. Right? I think that's the process. So you guys might want to think about that.
So maybe Elaine could drop it off at Jim's house, like we've sometimes done in the past, and we can each swing by and sign.
Do we have to make a notation that it's not gonna include the Coltech chamber? What do we do in terms of the
Well,
things that,
Yeah, we've already asked for a plan without it.
okay,
Yeah, we won't issue the order until we get the new plan, so.
Right,
okay.
Do we have a file number?
yes,
Is there a file number? Okay.
637.
So I prepared the one, I believe, isn't that right? Rebecca, that based on another form.
Yes.
So I can prepare that form for Elaine,
Mhm.
and send that around. So I'm just trying to think, we have to sign that form, is that right?
Yes,
Yes.
And I think
Okay.
it has to be notarized and then it has to be recorded. And then that recording information gets placed on the signature page of whatever document. So then you guys will just ensure that she's signing on your behalf for, oh, in addition to the documents such as orders of conditions or certificates of compliance, you should also have her sign for ordinary expenses, because I do that as well. So, should do that also, because, and I think that's just a route, that's not a formal, paperwork that needs to be notarized and recorded. I think that's just at a meeting, but someone can correct me if I'm wrong. But I typically sign as the department head for ordinary expenses. Things that doesn't include is like peer reviews. I don't sign for those, but everything else I sign for, like office supplies and all that kind of stuff. So you'll need to authorize Elaine to do that as well.
Okay, so you definitely don't need to do that. That doesn't need to be recorded. I couldn't agree more, Rebecca, but we can just vote on that right now. But before we do this, I'm
we
sorry.
haven't finished with the order of conditions.
Exactly, I'm sorry. Yeah, exactly. Poor John is still hanging out here and so are the homeowners, so.
I do want to make sure there's a condition in there to clean up any debris.
Agreed.
Elaine is noting that. Thank you, Elaine.
Yeah, yes, I'm writing it down.
All right, so would somebody like to make a motion to approve the order of conditions as we've gone through with the 25-foot designation and the additional condition to clean up any debris on the property?
In the revised plan showing no.
In the
culvert.
wetland.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Revised plan showing the removal of the Coltech chambers. So yes, who would like to make that motion?
I'll make the motion.
All right, okay, any discussion? All right, all in favor, Ken,
Yes.
Haley,
Yes.
Jim,
Yes.
Paul,
Yes.
Peter,
Yes,
Teresa,
Yes.
and I also vote yes.
Great, thank you very much.
Thank you, John.
Rebecca, take care.
Elaine, will you be coming?
Bye, John. Sorry to interrupt. I was on mute. But bye, John. It's been a lot of fun working with you. I've really enjoyed it. Maybe I'll see you around.
Me too. Maybe we'll run into you again.
I hope so. That'd be great.
All right.
Bye.
All right.
Thank you guys also. I did just have one question. When can we expect the order of conditions with all that being said?
You've got 21 days to get it out.
Okay.
So yeah, Elaine's gonna put it together. We'll need to all sign it and then it'll, get to you within that 21 days.
All right. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah,
Good
I
luck.
think,
Elaine, are you,
yeah.
are you gonna be there tomorrow night?
Yeah.
Can you bring a blank page?
a blank page.
A signature
Yeah, so we
page?
can sign it. We can sign a signature page at the,
Oh, yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
idea.
Sure,
And
absolutely.
I will bring the the new vote, and I'll have that tomorrow night too.
Bring a pen.
Oh, you know
I always
what
have a pen. I always have a pen.
Well, we
Judy's
had
the
so much
notary.
trouble last time with that pen you had. I figured you need to test it out before you bring it.
So,
Oh,
Just bring a backup pen then.
that's right.
Judy. Judy,
Yes.
can you bring your notarization stuff tomorrow?
Sure.
Perfect. We're all set. Okay, and Teresa, you'll type up that document.
I
I'll
will.
put
Yes. Yeah.
the signature page, and then Judy can notarize everybody's signature, and then I will send the document to Tom Mullen to be recorded at the registry.
And we'll have a quorum available to sign, correct?
Right. You won't have me.
Okay.
Rebecca, last time did I record it or did?
You recorded it, but wait, you guys didn't actually vote on that.
Yeah,
True.
it has to be in the minutes.
That's true.
You
I
have
will
to
vote. I'm sorry.
formally vote before you sign.
So the motion would be to a vote to authorize Elaine to sign on our behalf on it's limited situations. What exactly are they?
Are you
Not
doing-
everything.
Are you doing the
Or-
expenses or are you doing the?
No, not the expenses. The other.
So you're doing it on things that you vote on at the meeting, like
Yeah.
orders of conditions and certificates of compliance and determinations of applicability.
If
Yeah,
we take the
anything-
one that
yeah.
you did and just change the name.
Or yeah, enforcement orders. Yeah, if I can pull up.
So RDA's notice of intents, certificates of
anything that
compliance.
Rebecca could have signed for, now Elaine can sign for.
Yeah, so pull up, don't forget ORADs if you're going to list
Yeah,
them.
so anything that has to
Yes.
be recorded,
We
right?
didn't list them before, though. I don't remember the language specifically. And I'd offer to get it, but I don't have the laptop anymore, so I can't get it for you.
Okay.
So it's essentially anything that would have to be recorded plus. Or is that it? Anything that has to be recorded?
It's your
think that's
decisions
right.
that you make at the public meetings.
And also could be enforcement orders too.
Yes, yes.
Oh, yeah, of which that would be a decision at the public meeting anyway, except for the, we can sign them temporarily, but then you ratify them at the next meeting.
That's right.
All right, so what exactly is that motion? To approve, a vote to approve, giving authority to Elaine to sign on our behalf for those,
Actions we take at public meetings related to orders of consent, conditions, enforcement actions, and RDAs. Does that cover it?
For how about all legal documents under the Wetlands Protection Act?
there you go.
There you
Good.
go.
Sounds good.
Concise, clean, efficient. Elaine, you should have been an engineer.
I should have been.
Oh, you look like you just came back from vacation.
For me, it's a yellow sweater.
So,
Oh.
so Paul made the motion? Who'd like to
I
second it?
did.
Second,
Okay, any discussion? All in favor? Ken,
Yes.
Haley,
Yes.
Jimmy,
Yes.
Paul,
Yes.
Peter,
yes.
Teresa,
Yes.
and I also vote yes. All right, that's that. Any other business we need to attend to?
think so.
I think we're covered for tonight.
I think Judy has something.
Nope.
No?
The open space plan is just about wrapping up, which is good. We'll be making the presentations to the planning board and to town council in the near future.
Excellent. Elaine, do you have anything else?
No, I don't. I guess the only thing I can say is that I will keep you posted as this organizational structure works its way out and send information to you. Send information to you as it comes in to me. I do have a question about town meeting. Is there anything you intend to put on the warrant?
So we have to find out, well, a couple of things, how the finance committee votes on this. I don't know. I was gonna email Sherry to find out when the finance committee is meeting.
They have a meeting next week, but it's on certain budgets.
Yeah, so I'm not quite
Doesn't
sure when.
mean-
and,
Yeah, I don't know that they have a set date when they'll vote on it.
Okay, so is there a date that the warrant closes?
I don't know if that's been set yet.
Yeah, I don't think the date's been set.
Okay, so this is a little premature. Okay. All right. That
But
was
no,
all I,
Elaine, your question is a good one because we have to keep that date in mind. We have to keep track of that.
yeah, important
and-
date.
And find out when the town meeting is, which is also, Judy, I think not been scheduled yet, right?
I think it's the end of April.
Is it on the town calendar?
It could be. I'm not positive. It's usually around the very end, one of the last days of April.
We should also reach out to Sherry to see, what's been handed in for resumes or applications. To see if we're gonna have a chance to review those and comment on them.
Yeah, good point, Bob.
Has it been, have positions been advertised?
I've not seen it in the item at all.
It was on the website and it was in the item. The
Yeah.
submission
Last
date-
Friday was the deadline.
Yeah,
When was it in the item, Judy?
I think it was when they initially, maybe a month ago or so.
Yeah, it's been a while.
You're talking about the commission opening vacancies, right?
Yes. Yep.
Yeah. I can send Sherry a message and ask if, what she's got for applications and resumes and if they'd share that with us.
Okay, so you'll take care of that, Bob?
Yes, I'll take care of that.
Okay. Okay.
All right, anything else?
And do you know whether or not, I'm sorry, Rebecca, I think you were going here, whether the position has been posted?
No, it has not.
When I spoke with Steve, I talked to him about posting the position.
Uh-huh.
And said to him that I thought that was appropriate for the Conservation Commission to handle because the Conservation Commission knew what they were looking for in a candidate. So
But we
that
should
should
know
be-
whether we were posting for a full-time or a part-time, though. That was the issue, I thought, the big issue.
You'll be
That
posting for
that
19
may be true, which you won't
Yeah.
know until after town meeting, but when I spoke with Steve, I said that it would be the Conservation Commission who should do the language of what they were looking for in a candidate.
And what was his response,
That-
Elaine?
and- Well, he thought that made sense, and I also said that I thought it would be the Conservation Commission who should interview the candidates, because it was the Conservation Commission who would be able to judge the skill set of the applicants. So he may want an applicant, he may want you to recommend an applicant or two, but it should be the Conservation Commission that does the interviewing. And he also thought that made sense. So I'm assuming that that function will show up in that organizational chart.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
And so,
All right.
but the position has to be only 19 hours because the fiscal year doesn't begin until July. So we can
Correct.
only advertise for what we have, which is not full time.
Either that or you have the position start on the 1st of July.
That's
That's
true too.
your
We
other
can do that. But then we can't. Then we really wouldn't know how to advertise it, what kind of position it would be right now, Elaine.
That's right, they wouldn't. But the responsibility for putting out the ad and interviewing the candidates would fall to the commission, no matter when that person is hired or whether the person is full or
No,
part-time.
yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else from anybody?
And I'm sorry, Elaine, were you gonna ask to see a copy of Sherry's organizational chart, or you just assume you'll get it?
Oh, no, she's going to send it to me as soon
Okay.
as, because I can't organize that office unless I know
Oh, you know
who
what the story is. Okay.
what I'm talking about. So yeah, I'm certain I will get a copy of that.
And you'll share that with us, obviously.
Oh, yes.
All right. Anything else?
Motion to adjourn?
Rebecca, any famous or inspiring last words?
Right, that's right. For the record.
I'll share those with you tomorrow night.
Yes.
Perfect.
So, besides Paul can't come. Is everyone else coming? And Haley, I know you said you're not sure.
Yeah, I don't know what time I'm getting out, so I'm hoping I'll at the very least be late and just catch the back end, but I'm not entirely sure.
Alrighty.
And 6, right? 6 o'clock?
6, yeah.
At
Okay.
Burton's, right? Yeah.
Sorry, I can't be there, Rebecca. I apologize, but
Bummer. I look forward to hearing more about your vacations, though.
yeah, we'll have to catch up sometime soon.
Share
Drop
'em.
me a note with your contacts going forward.
Oh, I'll do that. That sounds great.
Great. Thanks.
You may want to reach out to HR just to, slide it in that you want to be involved in the hiring, the job description process and the hiring process, just to affirm that.
Rebecca
No,
be
the
involved?
commission. No, the commission.
Oh, yeah, totally. I think I should be involved.
Oh, yeah, that'll be in the organizational chart. If it's not in
Right.
there, I will add it.
Well, I think it's good for the commission to reach out to HR and just insert themselves that they want to roll in this, if
Oh,
that's
to
what they want.
HR. Yeah, that's a good idea, Judy.
Elaine, you'll speak to candidates, won't you? Or if you can,
Sure.
that would carry a lot of weight with me. Your
Sure.
opinion.
Sure. I'll be there.
Elaine, who interviewed you?
You know, Jimmy went to the Winchester Town Hall and asked the assistant building inspector if he knew anybody who was working part-time that wanted to work in Wakefield.
Are you
And the-
serious? Oh my God.
And the building inspector said, well, there's a woman down at the end of the hall. So Jimmy walked down and he said, as I remember, would you like a job working for Wakefield?
And Jimmy,
And I
were you doing work in Winchester? Is that how you went there?
That was too
Yeah,
long.
at that time, the Winchester job was part-time. And so I started with Wakefield as a consultant.
That's such a great story.
So wait, that whole thing, he hired you within 5 minutes of meeting you?
Yep, that's it.
Yeah.
He just wanted the referral fee. It was $5 at the time.
Yeah,
Well, I guess I came recommended by the building inspector.
yeah, you probably did.
That's so funny.
So
Yeah,
that
it
was,
And you know what?
There's a pretty
And it
simple
worked,
process.
and it worked out beautifully. So,
Absolutely.
yeah, what year was that, Elaine?
Best
What?
thing I ever
What
did.
year?
Oh, farther back than I'm willing to admit.
Like 1990, maybe?
back in the day.
1982,
What
No,
year?
no.
1982?
It was, no,
1983, something like that.
no, it was 80,
Oh,
89.
it was a few years.
89. All right.
Oh, it was
89.
after. Yeah, that's right, too. We didn't have you right away, did we?
It's 89.
89? Okay.
Yeah. I started the job in Winchester in 87, and it was 2 years after that.
Mm.
Yeah, like I said, it was a real simple process. Hey, you want a job? Yeah, sure, I'd love that.
Done. So you went home, how was your day? Well, I got another job.
Yeah.
And
Good one.
Rebecca, who interviewed you?
Jimmy was there. It was Jimmy and Mike Collins.
Mm.
I remember because I got a speeding ticket on the way to the interview.
Oh my gosh. And was the position advertised?
Yeah,
Yeah,
She beat out Tom Brady.
Tom Brady.
That was actually the other candidate was Tom
yeah,
Brady.
Well,
yeah.
cut it out, really?
Yeah.
That's so funny. That's new information.
Wow.
So then when we did Christine O'Diager, it was me, Elaine, and Tom Hayes, right? Is it
Yeah.
Tom Hayes?
I remember there was a lot of
That didn't
us.
work out so good.
I'd like to
all-
meet her because so much is spoken of her. Like
Yeah.
that somehow this was
If
It
you
can be
ever
arranged,
saw-
Peter, it probably can be arranged.
Yeah.
was she
She's
still is she still
She's
around?
done- yeah, she's
She was
done-
a
She
circuit
worked for
rider.
DEP. She,
I'm not
yeah,
sure she's still there.
she's
Oh,
not in,
okay.
I forget where she is down there, but
she's in the southeast region.
yeah, but she's not working for DEP anymore.
Oh, she left there?
She
Okay.
left there.
Was it, Jimmy, was it Tom Hayes or Tommy Butler that interviewed?
Tom Hayes. No, it was Tom Hayes. It
Okay,
was me, Elaine, and Tom Hayes.
okay.
And
When
I can
I
remember.
started, it
how-
was together.
I can remember to this day. I said to her, the only thing I think I said to her was, if there was a difference between what a commissioner wanted and what you wanted, would you? What would you do? She said, "I'd make you change your mind."
She was honest.
So there's something to that effect. Maybe but that's what it was, and sure enough, she was true to that.
She was honest.
She
Oh,
spoke her mind.
Live and learn.
And Judy's been with us in some fashion since 92? 2001?
Yep.
Wow.
This is taking everything out of tomorrow night, right?
I know. We have to save something. Exactly. We have to save something. Exactly.
Oh, there's plenty. Plenty.
All
Jim,
right.
you got to think of the dirt that happened throughout the years and
That's right.
we'll have to unearth it.
Let me just
Elaine-
say this.
Elaine-
I was afraid of Judy.
What?
I was afraid of Judy. When
I
this-
still am.
I am too.
You're afraid of Judy.
I was.
Yeah. Well, she can be intimidating. You gotta
Right.
you gotta get your mindset when you go to
If
talk.
you're not afraid, if you're not a
You have
little
to
bit
know
afraid,
exactly what you need to say.
if you're not a little bit afraid of Judy, something's gotta be wrong with you,
That's right. That's right.
All right, so I think Paul made a motion to adjourn.
Second,
All right, all in favor? Ken?
Wait, I want to put on the record all the appreciation and love for Rebecca.
Thank you.
All right, all in favor, or any discussion, I guess? Hearing none, all in favor? Ken?
Yes.
Haley?
Yes.
Jimmy?
Yep.
Paul?
Yes.
Peter?
yes.
Teresa?
Yes.
And I also vote yes. Good night, we'll see everybody
tomorrow.
in the Paul
Here's
tomorrow.
mom.